Hey, my cuties, this is your study buddy Shams, and today's video is gonna be about my PI experience at Ford School of Management. As you know, it is one of the top private B schools, and how you do here actually matters. And I'm gonna share what my experience was, everything, and yeah, let's go with it. So once we reached there, पहले हमारा एक छोटा सा ओरिएंटेशन जैसा हुआ about the college, about the dean and alumni and everything, and that I really liked because if they ask you why for, you get a lot of content from this orientation. They give you proper raw data that you can use in your interview. Okay, be an opportunist. Okay, anytime you see something कि ये मैं use कर सकता हूँ तो use करो. फाइन। आफ्टर दैट हमारा डॉक्यूमेंट वेरिफिकेशन हो रहा था और साथ साथ में पीआईज भी चल रहे थे एंड पीछे कुछ रिफ्रेशमेंट्स था, सो डोंट वरी, यू माइट हैव टू वेट अ लॉट। मेरा लास्ट हुआ था, आई वेटेड फॉर 4.5 आवर्स फॉर माई इंटरव्यू एंड मेरा मेरे बैच से मतलब मॉर्निंग स्लॉट से I was the last one, or maybe in the last group of people when I was interviewed. So there were four panels, and the panel I got was a bit notorious that anyone who was coming back after the PI, they were telling, "Oh my God, my interview was horrible. Ma'am grilled me like anything," and things like that. So I thought, "Oh my God, I just hope I don't get this panel," and I got that panel. I was freaking out because anyone who was coming out from that interview told me that ma'am is in a grilling mode and ma'am is not, that it's not a very easy interview. But let me tell you one thing, believe in yourself, believe in how you are as a person, how you do, how you deliver in your interview, because that very panel, I think it was one of my best interviews I've yet, gone through. They were really nice. I entered with a smile as always, and I entered with that positive energy. They asked me to sit, and the conversation began again. Because once you treat your panel members with a "How are you, sir?" or "How are you, ma'am?" they humanize with you. Okay, don't just go and "May I sit?" You sit and sitting like this. No, you can't do that. You have to again smile and tell them that, yeah, I'm here for my interview, I'm confident about myself. Then they asked me a few questions that actually the first question was, ma'am said, ma'am named a book and said, have you read this book? And because it was lunchtime and we were all hungry, and she asked that, you must be hungry, and that book was related to some food things. I said, no ma'am, but I'll definitely give it a read. After that, she asked me that, uh, about the gap year. The first question, they did not ask me that, tell me about yourself. They simply asked me that, okay, you graduated here and now it's 2026. What did you do in this meantime? I told them, and then the questions came from there. Okay, so whatever your answer would be, my answers and my situation was different, but I'll tell you how it went. She asked me, were you ever in a team? I said yes, and I told how I was in a team. Second question was, were you ever a team leader? And I told that example. Then she asked me, because my work ex is related to food company and my future business prospect is also around that. We discussed about the food industry. Okay, after that she asked me to compare between all the fast economy, so things like this. You have to know all the e-commerce, all the fast quick commerce, and Zepto, Zomato, Mintra, what are the differences, comparison between the two companies, comparison between Indian companies and foreign companies, and how can we do better, what can we learn from there, why is it happening there in not India, how are India's situation, India's market different than the West or any country for that matter. Okay, whatever would happen, because my interview, like, they don't have a list of questions, they just talk to you. Whatever you tell them, any curiosity they have, anything they want to ask, that is when they ask. When you don't give them raw material to ask from, that is when they go to questions like, what is marketing, what are the 4 Ps. I was prepared for that as well, obviously, but you give them content to ask for, so that they ask from whatever you have told them instead of going from the list of questions that they have. Okay, so my all my interviews went like this. I give them a good chunk of content about myself. I also mention my qualities or things around that, so they pick from there. Okay, I told them that I am a good leader, so they asked me, when were you in a team, how are you as a team player, and how are you as a leader. Okay, how does quick commerce impact the people of India? Is this ethically correct? These are the questions that were asked. Because my interview was in the last, they also get tired of listening to the same budget and academics and things like that. So it was a touchwood a plus point for me. And after that, they asked me about who's my favorite actor, why is it my favorite actor. And I told them, you will hate him as a villain, you will love him as a character, you will associate with him, he's a great actor. And took actually Jaideep Ahlawat's name. They asked me for certain examples, that why am I taking his name, so some of his work, and I mentioned that. And it was very nice. They even asked me to have a biscuit they had there. I denied at first, but the ma'am insisted, so I took one. And I did not eat it there. Don't eat it there. If the panel member offer you something to eat, first deny. I know, even if you're hungry, first deny that, no ma'am, thank you so much. But if they insist, no, no, please, I insist you take, so don't disrespect them, take a biscuit or whatever they offer, if they offer, but don't eat it there. Okay, you just take it, thank them. And I took that biscuit out and I ate it there. Okay, so do you see that how fluent and how breezy it was? It wasn't like, and again, nothing to grill. You laugh with them, you talk to them, you start working on this, how you talk to your friends. Like, don't be informal. Definitely you are in a formal setup, you are supposed to be formal, but you are again sitting with humans. You are there to tell them why the institute would benefit with a person like you. I told them I'm culturally active, I am good in singing, I have been anchoring for many events. So when they see that, okay, this person would be useful when any cultural event is happening, when any committee is happening. Okay, she is good in her academics, she knows what she's talking about, she has a plan. So this makes them like you. The results are still yet to out, and a lot of factors would be included in the final selection, like my score in CAT and XAT, my PI, my academics. So I can't say whether I'll be shortlisted or not, but the interview went great. This time they did not have that extempore thing, so we did not have to do that. But it was nice. It was for around 15 minutes, and I'm really happy. It's a great college. Everyone was so helpful. Everyone was there, And if you are gonna go for the interview for FORE, you can feel free to drop a comment. I'll help you with any query you have, or you can DM me on Instagram as Study Buddy Shans. And yeah, subscribe. Bye bye.